giving our flowers, of course, at the end. And yeah, man, we have a lot jam-packed on the 4th Street Sports Show today. Right now, we're going to go straight into our Eagle Eye, and I'm going to pass it over to Charlie.
All right, man. I'm just kind of nervous sitting in this room with that trophy.
Is it intimidating
So,
to you,
it kind of is.
I ain't going to lie, this is shiny, though.
Yeah, I
Very
know.
shiny.
So, anyway, we're going to start off with the football team, right?
Yeah.
I'm just keeping this another week, another loss. I think the second straight week I said that, but I'm gonna be.
Well, actually,
I'm
it's
gonna
like
be,
8 straight.
Well, yeah,
weeks now.
but this is my second week saying this. I'm gonna keep it all fair though, as fair as possible, because this was actually one of the most interesting games of the season, and Southern Miss almost pulled off what would have been the biggest upset I think in the CUSA like this season. Southern Miss almost beat number 15 UTSA without a starting quarterback. That would have been a heck of a story. Yes, Frank Gore Jr. and Antavius Willis played quarterback for the majority of the game, with Southern Miss only passing the ball 7 times. It's just crazy. Gore found success on the ground, rushing for 123 yards and a touchdown. Southern Miss's defense also shown, forcing an interception on the first drive, and later Natron Brooks got a pick 6 to give the Golden Eagles a 17 lead. But then after Gore got injured, UTSA capitalized, and Willis turned the ball over 3 times. And then the Roadrunners literally ran away with the game, 27-17. So Southern Miss is now 1-9, looks to get into the win column with another tough test against LA Tech on the road this Friday. Interesting game, though. We're going to talk more about that later. On volleyball has concluded its season after dropping match to Clemson. They finished their season 11-17, having lost 9 of their 10 final games. Brutal. They also finished the season with a 0-10 away record while being 10-4 at home. And the big news today was that head coach Stephanie Radecki announced that she's resigning from her position after her 4 years at the program. We actually had her on earlier this season, so whatever it was, we wish her best of luck
in her new journey or wherever she lands.
Yeah.
It was kind of sad to see though with volleyball. You know, they looked to have a promising year, starting off 4-0 at home.
Yeah.
And they actually had a positive record at home. I think they finished 9-3.
Yeah, 10-4.
10-4, my bad. 10-4. They finished 10-4. So it was kind of a sad year, just looking at how promising they were, starting out 4-0, and then they started out almost beat a SEC team in Alabama, had a close match with Buffalo, and then things just went downhill after that. And it's kind of sad to see with Coach Radecki the best of luck.
Conference play had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, it did.
But, definitely good luck to Coach Stephanie Radecki in her future endeavors and wherever she lands in the future. So moving on to cross country.
Cross country, right? And our guy Charles went there. He was a trooper. He went to Huntsville, Alabama at Southern Miss cross country, competed in the NCAA South Regional last Friday, and Southern Miss finished 11th out of 32 schools with a respectable finish and had plenty of new personal records, including 4th Street interviewee Lena May, who again finished as the top Golden Eagle with a 31st place finish and a PR of 20 minutes, 49 seconds. In the 6K, moving her to 3rd all-time in Southern Miss history for the event. Big race for her. So congratulations, Lena. Also, we had great finishes from Cassidy Tusher, who finished 70th, and Kate Maddox finished her cross-country career with an 87th place finish, finishing those top 3 for the Golden Eagles. And it is now time to look ahead to Southern Miss's indoor season next semester, which the Lady Eagles will be defending their indoor title.
I do want to. I
wanted to ask you, how was your experience in Huntsville?
So first of all, I think that the city of Huntsville is a very nice little city. I believe it was the first time that I'd been. I really enjoyed. I wasn't really there for long, obviously, because I was just kind of like went there and sort of. I actually did stay for the awards ceremony. I do want to give a quick shout out to Ole Miss's teams. They won on the men's and women's overall. Wow. So got Mississippi representation, going the distance, no pun intended.
Going for speed.
Going for speed, that's right. But it's just really interesting. That's the first time I'd been to a cross country event, and it was just interesting getting to take in just the sights, and I was talking a bit with the coach, some of the runners, a couple of parents as well. It's a really interesting experience. I would definitely recommend attending cross country meets next year for those of you who will be here for next season. So. Overall, I'd say it was a pretty great experience. So lots of love to the cross-country team, for sure.
And I'm going to hand women's basketball over to Austin because he was there to see it.
Or are you going to oop me? You know what
I'm going to throw it up
Hit
off
you.
the backboard.
I just caught that. You know,
Charlie hitting you
off
with
the
the
backboard.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, Charlie. Ladies basketball. They started their season pretty smoothly. You get it? Like smooth Oz. You get it. You get it. Y'all
Yeah, I
get
got
it.
it.
Y'all
I
get it.
Jokes.
Yeah, that was a smooth one, as I said.
Three
They started
times.
yes.
Okay.
They started off the season pretty great, starting out 2-0, taking down Louisiana Monroe in 77-60 in a close match. Even though the scoreboard doesn't really say it as much, it was a close contest throughout, all the way until the fourth quarter, where Southern Miss would erupt for a 22-7 fourth quarter. They would lead by as many as 19 in that fourth quarter. But before entering that fourth quarter, the score was 55-53.
Yeah.
That just shows you how close that match was and how even these teams were. LSU transfer Dominique Davis for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles would lead all scorers with 20 points and contribute seven boards and 6 assists. As I said, it wasn't a pretty one. There were a lot of fouls. In total, 57 fouls were called, as Southern Miss would also force 25 turnovers on ULM. So it was a pretty physical match.
How long were you there? 57 fouls?
57? Yes. I don't know. Like, I guess, like, watching on television, it seems like the games go by slower. But being in the moment, it actually went by fast. But it was a physical match. And it was actually exciting to see. You don't realize how many fouls was called or were called. But it was very exciting to see. And it was a close match. Southern Miss also shot 43 free throws, hitting 27 of those.
Wow.
And another point also, no team made a three. No team. Southern Miss went 0 for 8, I believe, and ULM went 0 for 10. So no team
You
made
don't
a
see
three.
that.
You don't see that.
Combined over 18. Wow.
Yeah. So it was a tough match, like I said before, physical. I think Malia Grayson also got a technical foul in that one. So it was a good match.
And you know, to Austin's point about like the physicality of it, it felt very much like an old school, like 1970s NBA game. Lots of pounding in the paint because teams realize that, okay, well, it's easy for me to get to the line. Better just take it to the rim the hard way. So it was definitely an interesting game to watch for sure.
It was.
And Charles, you were there for a men's basketball win. I'm going to talk about them playing against William Carey first last Tuesday because we didn't get to talk about that on our last show. They opened that game with an 81-67 season with an 81-67 win. They started out on a 24-2 run and had a substantial lead at halftime, but it allowed a 17-2 run. The Crusaders cut the lead down to, I believe, 11. But Tay Hardy just played a phenomenal game, keeping the Golden Eagles ahead with a 30-point performance on a sharp 10-16 shooting. Great start to the season from him. But Coach Ladner wasn't as happy with the win just because of that run they allowed. But what I wanted to get to, Charles, was you were there for ULL, which I think was one of the best basketball games I've watched here at Southern Miss.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the arena was electrifying, man. It was crazy. I absolutely loved the energy. The crowd really rallied around the team once they started to catch fire in that second half. Unfortunately, it was for nothing because they did manage to snuff out the fire that we had going.
That was pretty smooth right there, Charles. You was like, snuff out the fire. I peeped that, my brother. All right.
Unintended. I'm whatever though. But just the energy of the arena was incredible. I don't think I've been in an arena that electric in quite some time. So it was definitely a treat to be there.
And it was an old school physical match too, just like the women's game. Southern Miss just played exceptional defense. They actually forced 11 kills, which kills in basketball, 3 consecutive stops. That's something that the coaches keep track of. And there was a stat, I think this was the most interesting thing Coach Ladner said in the post-game interview, was that there's a stat in basketball that I believe if a team has more than 7 kills, they win the game 95% of the time. Southern Miss had 11 kills in that game, but they didn't win. And that just kind of shows you both the extent of how good their defense is, but also the struggles they're having on offense. They shot 2 of 19 from the perimeter, having 3-point struggles like now. Also had 25 turnovers, and Isaiah Moore had 7 of those turnovers. I believe they had around 14 from their 3 big guys, Isaiah, Tay, and blanking, but who the other top scorer was. Yeah. But yeah, they can't have the Jerron. They can't have those turnovers like they did. But Isaiah really showed out in that game, carrying the offense. I'm excited to see what he does in the season. And unfortunately, they dropped that game and then lost. Got crushed last night.
Yeah, update from TCU, which last night they lost their first road contest of the season, 83-51 at TCU. Tay Hardy finished with 18 points and 3 steals. Also, Isaiah Moore, he had 11 points and 4 rebounds. And DeAndre Pickney had a productive night as well, tallying 9 points and 8 rebounds in 23 minutes of playing time. And also, Jerron Pierre Jr. had 5 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds.
Again, the perimeter shooting. Do you have those numbers about the?
Let me look it up.
Well, you know what? While he's looking that up, I did want to.
Actually, sorry, my bad to cut you off.
Well, you gonna go ahead and go?
Yeah. They were 143% from the 3-point line.
0.143, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, I was about to say
143%. That's
everything.
Like, what?
That's better than Steph Curry.
0.143. That's not good.
With the sliders on.
And they were 3.333 from the field goal percentage. With TCU
33%.
Yeah, they were, but they were perfect from the free throw line though.
Wow.
So
well, they got that going for them.
Yeah, they were perfect from free throw line, but yeah, they dropped their first road game. Their next game is against Lamar University here at the Reed Green Coliseum in Hattiesburg at 2 p.m. on Sunday, which is the 21st.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to point out that DeAndre Pickney did start in that game. Yeah. Tyler Stevenson did not play.
Wow.
So that was just a quick sidebar to that. Also.
Interesting.
Right. And the thing that I wanted to bring up earlier was that this ULL game was the first instance of us playing a Sun Belt team since we announced our move.
Same with women's basketball. That was kind of like a coincidence, but maybe it wasn't, Yeah. It's
Conspiracy.
Like women's basketball played ULM, and then anyways, ULL used to be a big rivalry in basketball. I believe 56 matchups, only 3 coming since 1999. And that's just something that, as you saw, Charles, the fans want.
Oh, yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's exciting times for basketball and just for Southern Miss sports ahead.
Yes, it was definitely a good sneak preview to sort of get an idea of what we'll be looking at moving forward in 2023 and beyond.
But anyways, that's gonna be our eagle eye because we gotta talk about this big trophy right in front of us.
Yeah,
let me show the people what they looking at. You know what I'm saying? If you're on a radio station right now, Kobe is showing off the trophy right fast.
Yeah. And for those of you who are not and that are able to switch, go to the 4th Street Sports Facebook page, tune into the live stream so you can see this puppy.
Yes, for the people at home, this is the trophy that our beloved soccer team had won when they won the West Division when they defeated Rice in overtime with penalty kicks. And I ain't gonna lie, this is bigger than what I expected.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, very shiny, very pretty trophy and everything. But this is a hint of who our guest is, even though Charlie kind of ruined it.
Come on.
I mean, it was already.
I made a tweet about it. Yeah. Why are we trying to make it a secret?
Yeah, it's not a secret, Kobe.
But a lot of people don't follow us on Twitter and Instagram, so we have to surprise from time to time. But anyway,
I don't know.
Charlie said, our Kendell Mindnich from the soccer team and Coach JP Valadares will be joining 4th Street right after the break.
Correction, goalie Kendell Mindnich, the winningest goalkeeper in Southern
I like
Miss's
saying that,
history.
the winningest.
Go.
That's
Winningest.
actually the official
You gotta
word.
put that "is" on it.
Not
you know what I'm
the
saying?
goalkeeper with the most wins. She is the winningest.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when we come back from the break, we will have both of them on 4th Street, and I will be teleporting into the next room with Charles So definitely stay tuned, tap in with us. And we are the 4th Street Sportsmen, and this is the 4th Street Sports Show, Southern Miss Radio.
Magic.
La la.
And share your resources. We'll all get through this together. I know we can. Love you all.
And welcome back to the 4th Street Sports Show. That was Can't Tell Me Nothing by Kanye West featuring Young Jeezy. And our next two guests, you can't tell them anything at all because, again, they are champions as well. Charlie, I'm going to pass it over to you to introduce our two guests on 4th Street.
Yes, so first, starting from the left, we got the trophy, West Division champions for the first time in program history. And we have one of the most important persons from that team leading them to their first division title in program history, Mrs. Kendell Mindnich, the winningest goalkeeper in Southern Miss history now. And the man with the plan, Coach JP Valadares, Assistant Coach JP Valadares. Welcome to the show, y'all.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, we're excited. We had Coach Mo on last week and just been following all throughout the season what y'all have been doing. Just been an incredible season to watch. We just want to catch up with y'all kind of now that it's winding down. How are you just reflecting on what y'all were able to accomplish this season?
Well, first of all, thank you for having us here. We really appreciate you guys having us and being supportive, not only on social media, but also on the field. That's huge for us, and I'm sure for the girls as well. I'll let Kendell speak on that. But it's amazing. It's a great feeling to do something for the first time in school history, to be that close of winning the tournament as well. It's a great feeling. It's something that we look forward to build up on, and it is a lot of hard work, but it pays off.
Yeah, what JP touched on with the fans and you guys being out there, I mean, it's huge for us. If you would look at our home games, my sophomore and freshman year, it does not compare to the past 2 years here of the amount of people that turn out at our games. Reflecting on this year, I mean, wow, I'm upset that it's over for me, but I can only look back with such great memories, and I really didn't know what to expect this year, honestly. I was just happy to be back and training with JP and some of the other seniors that were there, Macy, Ariel, Lisi, just having some of my friends there, and I just cared so much about the program, and I'm just happy we almost went all the way and won, but I can only look back with just gratitude and being so thankful for it. So,
And Kendall, we talked after the game when y'all won the division title, and you were just talking about the drive that you and the seniors or graduate students had coming back this season. Could you just talk about the work and just the, extra step it took for y'all to kind of put in this season coming back?
So we obviously had a big senior class last year, and just me, Macy, Ariel, and Elise, we came back because we wanted to. We've built a culture here for the past 4 years, and there were so many incoming freshmen coming in, and we had a few returners, not a lot though, and we wanted the program to do well, and it was a lot of hard work. I think I learned a lot. I know Macy, she was appointed a captain this year. She learned a lot too, being in that leadership role, and Elise too, and Ariel also was a captain as well with me. So I think they definitely learned more about themselves when we didn't have as many of our friends close friends on the team anymore. We were starting to build more relationships with the younger girls, so I think that was really important for them.
And Southern Miss and the soccer complex have been your home for these past years. Just since the loss, just have you kind of been able to internalize that it's done, it's over with, and how is that process been?
Actually, I went to practice this morning with them,
wow.
so not officially done yet.
All right.
Locker's still not cleaned out. That one's gonna be tough, but the morning after we got back, we had to return our uniforms to the locker room, and I will be honest that I was shedding some tears because I know I'll never get to put them on again. So, but yeah, it's been better this week. I think last week I was a little upset and depressed about it, but I mean, it just comes with time. It's time to move on. So,
Kendell, just explain how much this program has meant to you. I know you said shedding tears, but just accepting you at coming in as a freshman and all of that to now, we've seen your growth, the winningest goalkeeper in Southern Miss history. How much has this program meant to you? And how much,
oh my gosh, yeah. I told Coach Mo at my meeting this week that I'm just a kid from Florida. I did not know what I was capable of. My coaches had more faith than I did, and I just needed to get out of my hometown. I needed to get out, and the people, the university, the staff, coaches, even people outside the university that I've met, my sorority, I was in sorority in undergrad. I mean, they've all given me so much, and I didn't even know I needed it, and I seriously cannot replace any of it, and it can't be topped at all. So,
And Coach, what has this process been like for you?
Yes.
You know, knowing you're not gonna have Kendell next year.
It's tough, but I'm looking forward to working with the goalkeepers we have. We are bringing a new one, a freshman from Texas. She has a lot to develop that we can work with, and I'm looking forward to working with the keepers that are staying. Kendell is a huge presence on the locker room, and of course in the back line. It's not going to be easy to replace her, but I'm looking forward for the future.
And for the audience, Coach, could you talk about a little bit about yourself, where you came from, and maybe how you ended up at Southern Miss?
Yes, of course. I am originally from Brazil. I was born in Brazil. Played soccer my whole life. My first gift as a boy was a soccer ball. And when I turned 18, I decided to come here to America and study and play soccer. I played in our neighbor, William Carey University. And after my 4 years playing, I decided it wasn't enough. Decided to stick around with soccer. Coached for 2 years at Pearl River Community College, also around here in Poplarville. And after that, I got to meet Coach Mo, develop a relationship with him. And I'm very thankful to be here now working with the goalkeepers. I was a goalkeeper myself. I didn't mention that. And that's probably one of the great decisions I made when I was young, because I love the position and I love passing along things that I learned when I was younger and trying to be better and learn more from the girls and teach the girls a little bit of what goalkeeping is.
Coach, could you just talk about when you got to Southern Miss and just meeting Kendell? How was that? Was she a bit of a problem child at the time? Or you get what I'm saying?
Well, when I first got here, Kendell was recovering from injury. Mm-hmm. She just had a surgery on her ankle. But from day one, I was working with the other goalkeeper we had was Sarah Preston. But from day one, Kendell would always put me to the side and ask me questions. And I knew that she was coachable, and that's huge. Especially as a goalkeeper, you're always learning. As you grow older, you're never perfect. And that was huge. That was huge for me to develop that relationship, that trust. I need her to trust me, just like she needs to trust the back line, and the back line needs to trust her. So it was good to meet her, and she was never trouble. It was fun from day one.
Could you just let the viewers know what year you came to Southern Miss?
It was March 2020. It was a little bit right before COVID. I got to play one spring game, and we played against Grambling at Bellhaven. We won that game, and after that, our spring season was cut short because of COVID. So I was very fortunate to be hired at that time. And it was a good time to learn a lot about Division I. There's a huge difference between junior colleges and NAIA schools to a Division I. So I had that COVID time to learn and develop myself as a Division I coach.
Yeah.
Coach, how was that experience for you, especially during the COVID? era when you just got you just saying that you just got here and then COVID happened. How was that whole experience for you when you came here?
It was challenging at first because our experience on the field with the girls, getting to know them, they get to know us as well. That plays a big part of the coaching in coaching. But to be home, recruiting through video, watching film, like hours and hours of film, that was different, not only for me, but for all the coaches out there. And it was a little bit challenging. But we need to make the best out of every situation. And like I said, it was good. Me, Carly, Maldini, and the other assistant coach, and Coach Mo, we would have meetings and discuss certain things that we thought were important for a soccer program to develop. And we had meetings and PowerPoint presentations that we would do to each other. And it was great for, like I said, for my development. I'm sure Carly would agree with that. It was a good experience, even though I wasn't able to be hands-on with soccer.
And Kendell, do you have any stories about kind of how you kept on track with your training or just soccer when that happened?
Yeah, so when JP came in, like he said, I was recovering from ankle surgery that was supposed to be 3 months recovery, turned into like 6 to 8 months. And I was nervous when he came in because I was injured. Like, I couldn't prove myself right away. So COVID was kind of a good thing for me because, I mean, except for the spring, but more likely the fall was a good time for me because I got to be exposed to this training again because I was cleared. And I got that whole semester with him to learn and train with him and kind of just prove myself to him because I think our first meeting in August, after a few weeks, I told him, because he said, "How do you think you're doing?" And I said, "If we had a game tomorrow, I wouldn't be playing," because I was doing so like I'm straight up, and he knows it. Like he doesn't even have to tell me because I know. But when he first came, I told him when he first came to the program, and Sarah Preston was training with him the most, and I would talk to her after practices and be like, "What'd you think?" And she was like, "He wants to do this and this. He wants to change this." And I just said, this guy is trying to tell me, a senior, to change how I am and all this stuff. And I only have 4 months left and all this stuff. But thankfully, COVID gave me 2 years with him. And I'm a totally different player now because of him. And I bought into everything he told me anyways. I complained for a minute and then I just listened. So, yeah.
So you were a problem child a little bit.
It just didn't tell him. No, yeah.
Well, I didn't want to tell her.
Could you just explain kind of the, I guess, training that maybe JP did and just how it helped your game?
I mean, technical skills, just 1v1s. I mean, that was something it was 50-50 with me. I was either good at it in a situation or horrible, but I don't even know how to make this like sound easy but just like 1v1 foot saves and everything. Like I think I had 20 of those during a game this year, and I got every single one of them. And I mean, I can give him credit for that. And I mean, I think everything, like my love for the game and the position itself, is grown so much more. I mean, my Explore page on Instagram is literally goalkeeping now because of him.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I watch. Like, I'll see all these videos, training sessions, and I'll find one and I'll send it to him and be like, this looks fun. Anything that has to do with throwing, jumping, that's going to challenge me and make me tired, it's so fun. And that's why people literally say that goalkeepers are insane, but because we just love that stuff. But, yeah.
Kendell, I know you battled a little bit of controversy also this year. I know you had another injury, correct me if I'm wrong. Just talk about coming back off of that. I think Alex, she actually filled in well for you.
Yes, she did.
Just talk about that, and just, was it kind of a battle at that goalkeeping position at that point? And JP kind of butt in a little bit on how was Kendell kind of coming off of that injury and how she was mentally.
Yeah, so honestly, the whole Alabama game, my quad was, I don't even know what happened. I strained it or something, and by the end of the game, I was in tears. I was in so much pain. By like the end of the last overtime, even the last part of like the regular game before overtime, I could just tell by backpedaling, trying to move, that I was just losing power in my quad, and I was just freaking out. But after the game, it was swollen, like huge, like twice the size of my other quad. And I was freaking out to Julie, our athletic trainer. And even during those overtime periods, Alex could tell that I was hurting. And that's one thing that, like, no matter who's starting in goal, like, I deserve minutes, but Alex deserves just as many minutes as I do, and Mallory too. Like I have so much respect for all three of them, like both of them. Sorry. But Alex did fill in for me in those next 2 games before conference. Coach Mo thought it was important that I rest before conference play, which I thought was a good idea. Honestly, I needed the full week and a half, honestly, for all the pain to go away. But Alex came in, I think 2 shutouts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. She did really well. She had a lot of good saves. I think, and she got goalkeeper of the week after that. So yeah, and that's impressive on his part because not many schools really get 2 goalkeepers in the same program to get goalkeeper of the week. Right. So I think when she got it, I was kind of like, dang, okay, like this girl right now. But I told her congratulations and everything. I might have given her the cold shoulder a little bit, not gonna lie. But I mean, you got to do it. I mean, she's got to work hard. Even after I'm gone here. I mean, I ran with her yesterday after weights, and we're weight buddies yesterday too. I had practice and weights with them because I'm still allowed to do that. So I was pushing her, messing around with her in the weight room and stuff. I'm like, look, I got to push you now because you've got the baton now, so it's all you. But I think she's going to do really well here.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry, my bad, Coach. Say what you had to say. My bad.
I know. I was about to say Alex Hebling and Mallory, they're great for the goalkeeper unit. The goalkeeper units, and that also goes into training, but I'll talk about a little bit about the unit. Mallory is very positive. She's always pushing the girls forward and supporting them. And Alex, she's a transfer student that we brought in this year. To push Kendall and to compete for the first spot, and she did it. And when she had to step in, she did a great job, very good distributing the ball. And on the North Texas game, if I'm not mistaken, we had to make a decision, and we made a decision to go with Kendall. But Alex was very supportive. She didn't throw a fit. She didn't act like weird or anything. She was supportive and great teammate. And it's huge to have that on a daily basis, like have goalkeepers that are helping each other to get better, learning from each other and getting better every day. Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. So, so Kendall, Charlie mentioned it earlier before the interview started. During the tournament, you became the winningest goalkeeper in program history. This one's kind of a 2-parter for you. If you went back in time to when you were a freshman, if someone came up to you and said, "Oh, through hard work and everything, that you were going to become the winningest goalkeeper in program history," would you believe them? And also, what does that significance hold to you?
So if someone were to tell me that freshman year, I would not believe them one bit. I came in, I tell people this all the time, one of my very few regrets of my college career was not coming in prepared freshman year. I was out of shape, didn't train over the summer. I was scared of what was coming for me in the college game. So I definitely would not believe it. I think I played 100, I actually looked at this today, 515 minutes that year. Came in a few games. I had to come in for 2 games and play the full games. But I was just I had no confidence whatsoever in my freshman year. And, having this record now it's crazy, and I can only thank my teammates. I mean, I'm just doing my job, trying to keep balls out of the net, but they're also scoring and doing their part on the field too. And the game that did break that record for me, I didn't think it was my best game. The girls won that game for me, the semifinal against UAB. Was it the semifinal?
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And, we came back from a 1-0 deficit. We got scored on in, like, the 20th minute in the first half. And that was totally the field players' effort there. I think I had one good 1v1 save. That was about it. I totally give that to the players, that they were totally my rock for that one.
We actually had a team save on that game.
Yeah. Tay Collin had a goal line save there. Yep. Saved my save me on that.
I think you just
Yeah,
called a
you
save
did
too.
save. You got to save right there. But
Well, she's a goalie after all.
Yeah.
She does have to.
going on the confidence part, both of y'all have experience at the position. It's one of the most unique positions just across any sport. Could y'all talk about just what it takes, past the physical requirements, but mentally to play the position?
Yeah, I think that goes a little bit on training. If we need to expose ourselves to game-like situations, like you said, we are the only position that cannot afford to have mistakes, and exposing the goalkeepers to different situations that would be like game-like is the way to develop that mental toughness and not look for perfection, but like for improvement. If they can improve their decision making by a little bit when the time comes in the game, they're not gonna have 80 shots. They're gonna probably have 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. But their decision making will be spot on. So I think that's part of what we can do as far as in the field as a goalkeeper coach. But I'll let her talk a little bit more about confidence.
I think one thing with me, just from my college career, I think confidence comes with just having a lot of self-discipline for yourself. Obviously, when you're younger, they always say, oh, it's never the keeper's fault when a goal goes in, and that is 100% false. I think even if the situation is building up and you get scored on and it wasn't only just your fault, but regardless, I'm going to take blame for it regardless, because I know there could have been something else that I could have done. And short-term memory is another one. Obviously, if you go down a goal, still got to be in it for the team. Just like the game against UAV, like I spoke about, went down a goal. I'm just trying to be positive for the girls. Even in the final game, at halftime, I was just like, look, guys, when we come back on the field in the second half, we don't start the energy once we score the goal, because we will score a goal. It needs to start right when we step on the field. We can't find this energy if we score in the 80th minute trying to save ourselves. Yeah, short-term memory is a huge thing, and I think, like JP said, being exposed in training to crazy things, because I mean he shoots hard on us sometimes, upper 90s on us all the time, and me, Alex, and Mal just get up off the ground and we just give him a look. But I mean it does prepare us for game-like situations. So yeah.
So Kendall, two questions here again. What is your favorite memory here at Southern Miss, and what's next for you in your post-career here at Southern Miss?
So my favorite memory at Southern Miss was my sophomore year, getting to the final once we beat FAU. I mean, I was only a sophomore, so you can only imagine my emotion. And the seniors that year too, they were really good role models for the rest of us. The whole team was basically seniors and sophomores. That was it. And just the fact that was the first time in program history that we had gotten to that point. I mean, it was such a crazy emotion. Like, even our assistant coaches at the time ran on the field and was on the dog pile with us, and like it was such an exciting time. And but for the future of myself, I'll be finishing the undergrad classes that I'm taking this semester. I graduated in the spring, so I kind of just took classes so I was eligible to play. Just having a little fun this semester, but I have acceptance into graduate school at the University of South Florida to start in the fall. That would be in a master's in public health with a concentration in health and safety. But I am kind of flirting with the idea of trying a season or two professionally. So we're working on that, trying to see what's out there. Kind of excited about it, kind of nervous about it. So, yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
What professional league are you looking at, or just the opportunities there?
I mean, even just being on a practice squad here in the States, in the NWSL, I have some friends or mutual friends with people on the Orlando Pride. I think even just getting my foot in the door and training with them and getting that environment would be so cool. Overseas is also an option. That's a big jump for me, but I'm willing to look and see what's there and what's to offer. I'm still applying to the draft, the NWSL draft, just because, I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
But I'm just I don't know, I'm excited, and I don't really want to stop playing right now, so
And
yeah.
that's something I wanted to, when we were talking about just the mental part of it. Going back to, it was a sequence against UTSA, where you got back-to-back-to-back saves.
Yeah.
What is that rush like? Like, could you take us into what that is like? That must be something that's kind of hard to give up, I imagine.
It's I mean, it's tiring, one, but it's also very exciting because those are almost like the crazy drills that you get in training that are just like, you think it's impossible, but then here you are in a game doing the same thing, and it's like, wow, I just did it. But I don't know. I don't even know what to explain it. It's just fun, like just to have to deal with a situation like that. All the hectic situations in the 6-yard box like that. Obviously, being a goalkeeper, a lot of people don't realize it, except for maybe if you just play soccer yourself. But goalkeeping is a lot of quick movements. You get up. I think I rewatched the video, I think when y'all posted on Twitter of it, and I dove to touch the ball out, and then I literally just popped right back up. I was like, how did I do that? But it's a lot. It's definitely exhausting though, but you just have to stay focused the whole time. But definitely a fun thing.
All right, last question.
Wait, actually, I have a quirky question I want to ask before we get into the final question. It's a little bit of a silly question, but I'm also legitimately curious to see how you guys are going to break this down.
Shoot.
If a goalie has a high amount of saves, is it a tribute to how good the goalie is or how bad their defense is?
Save percentage or saves per game?
Both.
Okay, saves per game. It is a team effort that needs to be better. Save percentage, definitely the goalkeeper is really good.
Which Kendall had the second highest save percentage in Conference USA this year. So there you go.
That's right.
8.8, so 80% of the shots on goal, they're mine.
She actually just got the fall was the best season in Southern Miss history in save percentage, and the spring was the second best. So she has those two records too.
Wow.
Well, I can only credit to him, so.
All right, so back to the final question. And this is for both Coach JP and Kendall. How is the goalkeeper position, and how confident are you that you can keep the ball rolling?
And just the future of the team in general, coming off of these 2 high seasons.
You can go first.
Oh,
You know what I mean.
the goalkeeper position it's in good hands. So like Alex has stepped up twice throughout the season, and we look forward to developing her and see her development with the team as a leader and as a goalkeeper. It requires a lot of trust, and she would need that. She would need to develop that with her teammates. It's part of the maturity and that is required as a goalkeeper. And as far as the team goes, we are excited. We have a really, really good class and we have, I believe, 2 local girls that we're excited about, Kayla Herring and Taylor Stewart, girls that come from Oak Grove that we are really, really excited about. We also have a couple of internationals, 2 Brazilians that we look forward to working and developing and see how they're going to fit with the team. And I think most importantly is to keep going what we had not only this year in the fall but in the spring, the culture that we have, the accountability, having team captains that we can trust. And that's something that we look forward as a staff to see who's going to step up, who's the next man up. 3 out of the 4 captains will hang the cleats, so we need to see who else is going to be, who's going to take on that culture, the team culture.
I think Mallory and Alex, they'll be a really good influence on this incoming freshman coming in. I know Coach Mo, Alex, and I have joked after the tournament ended that I would be passing the baton on to Alex. And, I mean, I think she's learned a lot from me this year, and I know I've learned a lot from her, and I respect her, and I trust her to kind of lead this unit now. And, I mean, even just having JP as their coach, they're going to develop so much, and that I'm honestly so jealous that they get more than 2 years with them I can't even explain it to you, honestly. It makes me so mad. But just even like the freshmen coming in, I mean, oh my gosh, she has so much to look forward to, even with the team and the girls. And I've heard that the incoming class is really good. I've met a lot of the girls, and I'm just excited to look from afar and just watch their games next year and keep in touch. But yeah.
We definitely wish you and JP the best in your both of you guys' incoming endeavors. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Appreciate it.
yeah. So thank you for coming on again. Thank you for bringing the trophy too.
Yeah,
Of
Thank you.
course.
It's heavy, huh?
Yeah, it is.
I don't even
very
want to
heavy.
carry
USA
it.
wasn't messing around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, thank you for coming on again. We wish y'all the best of luck and everything coming up for y'all. And when we come back, 4th Street, we will be having our debate section, and we will be giving flowers to all our current and former Southern Miss athletes who received honors during the week. This is the 4th Street Sports Show, and this is Southern Miss Radio.
Sponsorship comes from Computer Doctor and Phone Surgeons. Computer Doctor and Phone Surgeons fix desktop and laptop computers.
Than just Frank and Rambo, and we'll transition to that, and we'll play a bunch of people back there this week. It'll be fun, man. It'll look like the cavalry running in and out back there.
And those were, and welcome back to the 4th Street Sports Show. Those were a quote from Coach Will Hall today at practice.
Yesterday.
On his yesterday on his thoughts on the quarterback situation going forward. So just very quick thoughts on what you had to think about that quote.
I am the one that wanted to talk about this one. With all due disrespect.
Ooh.
I just thought it was a little over the top. Like, if that's your plan, that's your plan, but I just don't think you need to say it like that. The cavalry's coming out rolling, and it's with the way the season's going, I get it, why not? But I just think it's like, let's give more attention to a 1-9 team that's going to play possibly 7 quarterbacks this week, I just don't know what the plan is going forward, what this does to the team. The team's already got to feel a certain way. But, I mean, some of the players seem to have, like, more energy with Gore on the field, so I'm not going to be too critical of it. It is what it is.
From my standpoint, you don't have anything to lose. I can get what you're saying with a team standpoint. Let's just look at Lang or something. I thought I was progressing. I thought I was going to be the guy to end out the season, and Coach Hall switches up and like, no, we're going to try Frank here, or we're going to try Antavius here. So I think it's a thing of you have nothing to lose, and you're trying to see what those freshmen and other guys have coming in. So, I mean, you honestly don't have nothing to lose. Now, I can see what you're saying on the national scale, trying to get some attention, playing 6 or 7 guys, but what else do you have to lose right now? You've lost 3 starting quarterbacks almost.
I think it just makes Southern Miss look silly.
Yeah. I mean, they had an excellent game plan going against UTSA to start out, but
that's the defense.
It didn't end well.
That's the defense. Yeah, they turned the ball over 3 times to end the game and lost. So,
Charles.
Okay, so first of all, the fact that first of all, we've already got so much attention on this team because of us playing so many quarterbacks. Now we got our coach going during a press conference and being like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna play like 6 or 7 quarterbacks." It almost seems like I don't know. It just makes the whole situation even more ridiculous, in my opinion. Charlie brought up morale for team. I just want to know what is going through these quarterbacks' heads, especially T. Webb's, because throughout the practices before the season started, all of us were there and interviewing coach, and he had nothing but fantastic things to say about T. Webb and the quarterbacks that we have. And several months later, here we are just going through double digits quarterbacks. Did you heard that right? Double digits.
Yes.
I believe we've started a dozen people behind center now.
No, 11 players have 11.
11.
Yeah.
Well,
you were so far off, Charles.
11 players have taken snap
it's finna be more than a dozen if the 6 or 7 quarterback thing is true. Maybe TQ Newsom will start. Who knows?
Honestly,
he played at QB in high school.
I think we're gonna see everybody that has some quarterback.
He said
the cavalry.
I
and that's one thing. Coach Hall's been straight up, and that's respectable. But it's like 6 or 7 quarterbacks. Hold up.
Yeah,
What's
no,
going
I don't.
on?
I mean, look. So I can understand like the first 3 4 really, because we had a good little system going for a second there. Because I remember there was a couple of games where Lang would start when we needed to get a pass play done, and then we'd sub in somebody else who was more of a run game specialist. So I felt like that was a good tandem that we had going there, and that was QB 3 and 4. But now they stopped doing that. First of all, I want to give props to Jake Lang because he has had a really solid run considering the O-line has not been performing well. The offense, with all due respect to those guys, they can't seem to click. Can't seem to get anything going.
How can you expect them to get something going with so many quarterbacks?
Yeah, and that is a fantastic point. That is a fantastic
this situation
point.
doesn't help anything, but at this standpoint, it is what it is. Like, I hate to put it like that, but like you have nothing to lose. Like,
it is.
It's like, what else do you have to lose? With Jake Lang, he comes in there, he turns over the ball. With any other quarterback you put in there, more than likely they will turn over the ball.
I just hope that at some
it's
point...
Crazy. It does look kind of bad. It does look bad switching out quarterbacks, but you have nothing to lose at this point. You're 1-9. You may not win the next 2 games. So,
and the thing is, as silly as all this has been, last week, it almost kind of worked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the only reason people are kind of like rolling with this. So
I don't know. I just hope that we don't ruin the locker room morale too much. I don't want there to be a story to come out where it's like, oh yeah, 5 guys are transferring out of Southern Miss now because they don't know what the heck is going on with the QB situation.
We'll have to see. We'll have to watch LA Tech and see. That's all we gotta say.
What you got, man?
I'll save my sentiments for next week, considering that we're over time right now. But basically, I agree with all y'all and all y'all points right now, but we'll see after La Tech who is coming up this week.
Yeah.
But we'll see when we come back from Ruston, because we'll just have to figure it out. Because I could literally go on a 30-minute tangent about this whole thing right now, but it's but we over time, and I'll definitely come up with something next week. But now, moving on from our debate section, we move into our flower section before we head out of here. First, this is the segment where we give our flowers to USM athletes, current or former, who received certain honors during the week, like Player of the Week. First, our first batch of flowers goes to Frank Gore Jr., who played as QB against the number 15 team in the nation and led Southern Miss to a near win against UTSA in San Antonio. Also, Gore won the most prestigious award of them all. Of course, I'm talking about the 4th Street Player of the Week. Duh.
Yes, sir.
Two-time winner.
Two-time. Maybe you'll catch Kendall.
We got a lot of work to do.
Congrats,
Maybe
Frankie.
you'll catch Kendall.
Even though we're roasting the quarterback situation, congress for your quarterback performance.
Right, for stepping in there, because I know that's tough to do. Southern Miss football's Malik Shorts. We go to the other side of the ball on defense. Malik Shorts, who has been a force all season long, was named as a finalist to the C. Spire Connolly Trophy, which is an in-state award recognizing the top player in Mississippi from across the state's universities. Also, moving back on to volleyball, Duquesne Nebraska was named to the Conference USA All-Academic Team. Yeah, we talk about in classroom too as well.
Yes, sir.
Nebraska held a 4.0 GPA in speech pathology and audiology. Nebraska finished the season. Audiology. Thank you, Charles.
Yep.
Nebraska finished the season with an average 2.53 kills per set, which was the second highest mark on the team. Nebraska also tallied 39 blocks, 10 service aces, and 9 solo blocks. She becomes the 9th Golden Eagle to earn Conference USA All-Academics honors. and the first to do it since 2018 when Sarah Bell received that honor.
That's some huge shoes.
Yeah,
that were filled by Duquesne.
Yeah,
shout out to her.
Big shoes. And final, And lastly, too, we also like to send our prayers and condolences to the family of former Southern Miss head coach, Coach Bobby Collins, who passed away yesterday at the age of 88, I believe was his age. Collins served as head coach for Southern Miss from 1975 to 1981, leading Southern Miss to a win in the Independence Bowl in a 48-win, 30-loss, and 2 ties overall record. So rest in peace to legend Coach Bobby Collins. He coached his best teams were 1981 and 1982, when of course Reggie Collier,
who was a former guest.
Yes.
Was a former guest, won those games against Alabama and Florida State and had those big wins. So prayers and condolences to the family of Coach Bobby Collins right now. Our thoughts and prayers are with you right now. And so that's our show. Again, I am Kobe.
I am Charles, not Charlie.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Charlie, not Charles.
And Smooth Austin.
And we are the 4th Street Sportsmen. And of course, you can catch us on WUSM 88.5, Facebook Live, the TuneIn Radio app, and SouthernMissRadio.com. Also, the video will be up on YouTube later. That's if Austin's computer doesn't die before this show end, even though we're over time. Yeah. The podcast will be up tomorrow. I know I've been slacking putting it up on Thursdays and Fridays, but I will try to have it up tomorrow if you missed the show. Also, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Also, as well, subscribe to our Google Podcasts, our Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, all that jazz too as well. Like, follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, since y'all ain't following me on Twitter, Charles Media 310, follow me.
Yeah, y'all want to plug y'all since he just plugged his?
Nah, I'm fine.
Nah, I'm good.
Good?
You know where to find me.
Yeah,
all right,
Smooth Austin.
Yeah, follow us on all our platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and everything too. And come back, keep showing us love, man. I definitely want to see some more votes for 4th Street Player of the Week because we've been slacking. 4th Street gang. So we will definitely see y'all next week, next Tuesday at 5. Hopefully we don't go over like we've been doing since we started.
Since episode 4.
Since episode 4 pretty much. But we will be back again next week. Again, Kobe, Charlie, Charles, Smooth Us. We are the 4th Street Sportsmen.
And thank you so much to Coach and Kendell for stopping by. First 2-person guest appearance.
Yeah. And we hope to have more. Hopefully, Trev, you better come get your spot back because right now you tied with Coach Mo for 2.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, Kobe, Charlie, Charles, and Smooth Us. We are the 4th Street Sportsmen. This has been the 4th Street Sports Show. We will now get into the next hour, and we will see y'all next week. Peace and love, everyone.
Family ties.
Baby game
coming up. Bye.
Jumping that, jumping that, jumping that, jumping that 5, jumping that.